Welcome to Beale Street Bullies with Antonio Anderson. I'm your host. Today we got Doneal Mack, former teammate of mine, former Memphis Tiger great as well. Hope you enjoy the show. No problem. I'm glad you could jump on. I know everything's hectic. I know you got things going on up there. Just to get going on, man, just wanted to get your insight, man, on the program, the state of Memphis Tiger program right now. And, feel free to speak on just, how you feel a little bit, things of that nature, and from what you see from outside looking in.
Just from the outside looking in, we're young. We just need to get that experience. And, me and you both know in NCAA, you get better with each game. Each year you progress. So I think once they get more tougher games up under their belt, they'll start to get better. So I feel like, they're a growing team right now. They're learning.
Yeah, man. So far, you're crazy. So far, we're all in group chat. All of us former players. All of us, we're all really good friends still. And, we have those discussions all the time. Some of the things that we see, for me personally, I think, Penny has got the program back on the upswing a bit, as far as, bringing in some incredible talent. And now putting it together has been the hardest part for them, him, himself, his staff, and the others, from what you see when you watch these kids play last year and this year, what's not clicking for them?
And it's hard to say, to me, a lot of them, I feel like they don't buy in. When you don't buy in, it shows on the court, especially when you don't buy into chemistry. When you don't buy into what the coaches are saying, being out there and being coachable and just, leaving it all on the floor. When we was out there, we didn't care about what was on the back of our jersey. We always played for Memphis, so, that's night in, night out, whether it's diving on the floor, taking the charge. We didn't care who was the leading scorer, so I just feel like we got to get back to, just playing, buying in and playing team basketball.
Yeah, man, as far as the coaches, man, like what does it take for some coach to get through to some players?
Don't say that. I'd love the staff they have. Me and you, we would love playing for this staff. So, me, I think from a coaching aspect, they just got to continue to try to get the top recruits, breaking down film, and then just being hands-on with these players, So I think
when I'm watching, man, I feel like everyone is trying to just get to the league.
Right.
That's their biggest thing, man. It's not like they're not playing to say they want to win a national championship. That's what they're not playing for. That what I mean. We play with D Rose, we play with Tyreke, and we play with these guys who are in the league. And everyone was always about just winning. No one really cared about stats. No one cared about anything of that nature. So I think it was just the most important thing for them is kind of putting it all together and try to focus on winning. Like I said earlier, man, I think I read some online today, they're changing the offense again. It's like 7-8 games in, and now you're running it's the fourth time they're changing the offense. As a former player, I'll be frustrated because how the hell am I going to learn another offense when we just played 4 days ago? So it's just kind of getting thrown all off, man. And, so they say they want to win, but just watch. And it's like, how do you, as a player, not the coaches, as a player, how do you want to win when Corbett touches just shoots it? There's never nothing really nothing's fluid in that offense. So like we talk about all the time, is it the players? Is it coaching? Is it how do they mesh that? How do they get it? How do they get it together and get on that same page?
Man, and just from me and your experience, the way we got better was off the court. We were gonna work hard in practice. We knew that, but our chemistry and our bond and us, buying in, and us getting better came off the court. We hung out a lot off the court, all together, 8-10 deep, go to the club, we go out to eat right after practice. We're talking about 2-a-days, we're talking about classes together, study hall. So I feel like a lot of it, got to deal with off the court. I'm pretty sure they don't hang out, all hang with each other. You know how it is in college. You got them standoffish guys. You probably got guys that, that's just like, all right, right after practice, I'm going to do my thing, So to me, I just think they got to, they just got to prepare themselves better off the court and just, become one, man.
What is
Everybody got on the
some of the
same
things,
page.
you know, they play South Florida tomorrow. What are some of the things you're looking to watch? What are the things you look for, like when you watch Memphis play now? Like, what is your expectations for the team this year? Like, what do you see? Like what do you visualize happening with this team?
Like I said, that they're young, so I see them like when they're going against, like, for example, that what was it, Western Kentucky? When you go against those smaller programs who buy into, team basketball and, not just, that one-on-one, it's going to give them trouble, But if they go against, an athletic team, they're going to stay right there in the game with it, But when you run up on that program, you know what I'm talking about, that just, from coaching staff to managers, just all on one page, it's scary. It gets scary real quick.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. I know we got some ways to go. Watching the other day, and just from the outside looking in, I don't know their play calls, but seems like Penny gives them a lot of freedom, offensively. And like you just mentioned, a lot of people say, the young. Right now, if you're a sophomore, you ain't young no more. If you're a freshman, you got minutes and you played in some big games, you're not young no more. So I think it's more of egos. Me personally, I feel like I don't know a lot of them, but I feel like they're not playing for one another. They're not playing to be successful. They've seen two of their homeboys just go get drafted the first round, and it's wishful thinking for everybody. Who doesn't play and oh man, I wish I'm drafted. Like we all been there, but seeing them how they play, it's like there's no gelling. And it goes from my senior year. I think you guys were juniors when we start off a little slow. We start off like 2-2, ran off 20-something games in a row because we all played games. We had leadership. We all were adjusting to new roles, and that's kind of what they remind me of, just without putting it together as early as we did. But for you, you came in with us and you played 3 years for Coach Kyle. What was that like for you playing for Coach Kyle those 3 years?
Oh, it was fun, man. You go back and you look at the time, and the things that we did within that 3-year span. It won't be done again in Conference USA. So just to be a part of history and a part of that whole program, throughout them years when it was really Tiger basketball was at its highest, at its peak. It was bigger than the Grizzly. Pre-social media. So just to be a part of, just that whole era and, just for my name to be brought up, on the team and to be around you guys, man, it's a gift. It's a blessing, man.
So what was the biggest difference for you? You go from playing for Coach Kyle for 3 years. Now Coach leaves and, I graduated. I wave my hands. But Coach Pastner, who's my guy to this day, takes over the reins. Coach Pastner was actually on his way to Kentucky in his car when R.C. Johnson called him, telling him he got the Memphis job and offered him the Memphis job. What was that like? How was that transition year for you as a player who just had a significant role for 3 years, now stepping into a different role with a new head coach who has to find his way?
It was hard in the beginning, just because with Calipari, we had so much freedom, off the court. And then, here comes, your Pastner, who was, the year before, basically, assistant, the last assistant coach basically chopping free throws for us, becoming our head coach. It was, it was hard, just adjusting to the way he goes about things, his logic, being in that senior role, a bigger role and more scrutiny on you. You want to be standoffish, but you can't, so it was hard adjusting, especially with minus scholarships, going into that a year sanction and all that. So it was tough, man, and I had to play the 4 that year. About playing the 4 in NCAA. So yeah, man, yeah. And I'm smaller. I'm chicken wing. I'm smaller than you. So man, it was hard.
What was you guys' expectation? Like you guys had a group of guys who played some, I think with Tag not returning when he had the opportunity to return, kind of put a dent a little bit because that would have been an effective score on the low post for you guys. I think you guys brought in like Will Coleman and those guys that year, if I'm not wrong, right?
Elliott came in that year.
Elliott and Will. Elliott also, was a draft pick as well.
Right.
Came from Duke, could play, athletic, and shoot it. So you guys had some pieces, Like, what was it that could have meshed? Was it similar to what we see now in Memphis? How was that?
Some of the players, that team wasn't built like our teams. As far as toughness, mental toughness. You know, you talking about going in away games into crazy atmosphere. You know, and trying to come out with a victory. You know, so I feel like the mental toughness on that team, you know, it just wasn't there. You know, and you know, just because it came down, you know, for me, from the coaching staff to the players, you know. So, you know, I'm used to Calipari yelling, motherfucker, you know, oh, boom, boom, boom. Then you go into Pastner, you know, this guy like, hey, don't cuss. Don't, you know, it's kind of, you know, so it was a big change, man. But it at the same time, it prepared me for life. He prepared me for life. I can honestly say, if I would have stayed with Calipari was there my senior year, I would have graduated just because I was behind on my classes. So I can't say, you know, Pastner prepared me for life after basketball.
You know, I think Coach Pastner's my guy, man. I think two totally different styles. Like I said, Coach Cal, super aggressive. You motherfucker, you. You know what I mean? And you got Coach P, who's, hey, calm down, man. Like, you know, let's have a conversation. You know, very mellow, man. Like, I didn't get to experience because, you know, like I said, I graduated that year. But I know it had to be tough, man. Just transitioning from that as a Memphis Tiger, we both graduated from the same university, man. Like, now you see Pastner lead, and here comes Tubby Smith. Pastner goes, here comes Tubby Smith. What were those like watching? If you're familiar, it was miserable. I'm gonna be honest. I love Memphis. Don't get me wrong, but I just was not a fan of how he conducted things with the program. You know, he's always gonna be a Hall of Fame type coach. As a legend. I didn't think that was the right fit for him with that city and just with his, you know, things, his demeanor and things like that. How about yourself?
You was asked to say it again? Say the question.
You know what I'm saying? What was your take on the whole Tubby Smith era? Like, how was that for you?
I was very disconnected. You know, like you said, you know, it didn't fit. You know, alumni wasn't around. You know, it was kind of, you know, like you said, his style of coaching is, you know, it didn't fit the type of players he had. So, and I just feel like in that era, they didn't buy into Tubby at all. He showed on the court, you know, you talking about, you know, some bad losses, you know, just as far as, you know, underachieving, you know, especially with the teams they had. So that's why I just feel like there's a lot of underachievements going on, you know, during that era.
I think the whole program, like I said earlier, the program as a whole is like on the upswing. I'm just waiting for that one game where it's like, you know, okay, it's starting to look like they're getting it. You know, they're starting to put it together because, you know, you watch every game. It's you see something different every single game. You know what I mean? Like that had to be kind of frustrating, man. Like, you go back to when your sophomore, junior year. It's like, what was that like playing with a Derrick Rose and a Tyreke Evans? Like, what was the difference that you seen in both of those guys when you played with them?
You mean the difference between D Rose and Tyreke?
Yeah.
Man, both were tremendous players to play with. Both fun to play with as well. Difference, I would say difference is just style of play. You know, Tyreke was a finisher, you know, attack big body, attack big guard. You know, he's going to get to the bucket, and D Rose is just flat out, you know, there. You know, it's cool. So, you know, both of them just brought a different style of play to the game, and you knew and you seen it right off the gate when they got, you know, into practice or in those moments. You know, they didn't shy away from it.
Well, you know what I mean. I think having guys of those caliber, and when they come in with a group of guys who only care about winning it, I think that makes it a lot easier. If you can say and pick in your time at Memphis, when you watch someone play on our team, who would you say like, wow, like damn, this dude is good. Holy shit, like I didn't think this motherfucker was this good, but goddamn, he's really good like this.
Who on our team?
Yeah.
Joey. Man, Joey was just some of the stuff, you know, he would do, you know, just in practice in the game, man. You know, he was just a tremendous talent, man, to be around, you know. Just as far as, you know, his physique, how big he is, how, you know, how physical he was, you know, this rim protector, just, you know, out of nowhere, you know, block shots, you know, dunks, you know. So I would say Joey used to shock me a lot.
Joey's definitely one of the funniest too.
Right. Yes. Hilarious. Yes.
He was that for sure. I think him and Big City might have had the crown with that one, man. I think. Yeah. I think the funniest thing that ever occurred in my 4 years at the University of Memphis, we're all in my apartment, we're all in a townhouse on myself, Willie, Tag, Chance, and Chris, and all you guys come over from the big house, and we over there, we like, yeah, you know, we hanging out, doing what we do, and it's pouring raining outside. And I remember someone was like, hey, everyone give it $5 and let's see if Big City will run around the apartment complex ass naked in the rain. Man, I tell you, this dude took his clothes off so fast and ran out. He had them big ass Jordans on, like size 18 Jordan, and he is sprinting around the apartment complex in the pouring rain.
That was classic, man.
Butt naked for $50.
Man, we had some funny teammates, man. I'm telling you. On the daily, it was comedy. Night in, night out, man. Between Clyde, CDR, all them, but it was funny, man.
That for me was by far the funniest thing I witnessed, man, in my time at Memphis, man. Like, and then Willie comes right behind him. Willie runs around naked, but he has his gold boots on and like in a cowboy hat. Like, and right. I'm like, man, we got some crazy dudes out here, man. I don't know what's up with these dudes. I'm not running the rain with no clothes on for nobody, man.
Right, man. Funny.
Hey, but D-Mac, man, I appreciate your time, man. You know what I mean? I know everyone got a lot going on, but I appreciate you taking the time out to rap with me on the podcast, man. It means a lot. When we get everything up, we'll be tagging you for sure.
I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm proud of you and everything you're doing, man. Keep up, man. Keep up the good work. Keep up, you know, getting this youth better. You know, they need us, man.
Oh, most definitely. All right, my boy.